Welcome to the 16-17 school year at Sioux Falls Christian Schools. If you're a returning student, it is great to have you back. If you are new, we are so excited to serve you. Today we're going to talk about some of the important behavioral expectations we have for one another at Sioux Falls Christian. These expectations are so we learn to respect our neighbor. And the Bible asks us, who is our neighbor? Our neighbors are our classmates, and they're our teachers. These expectations will help us understand what God expects from us as we learn to love our neighbor. The first thing I wanted to visit with you about today is hallway behavior. There are some changes we're going to implement this year. These aren't drastic changes, but these are things for you to be aware of and things to be looking for. Hallway behavior. Basically, anytime you're in the hallway, there are certain expectations we have for your behavior. The reason we have these expectations is so that you learn to respect your neighbor. Oftentimes when you're in the hallway, other students are in class and they're learning. We want to respect the learning time. An easy way to remember our expectations is a simple phrase: quiet in and quiet out. This means when you go outside for recess, we expect you to be quiet so others can learn. We have the same expectation when you come in from recess. This is different than years past. However, this is important so that we have a respectful atmosphere while students are learning. You'll see teachers as you come in from recess standing at the doorway. That's your cue as a reminder that recess is over and learning time begins. When you see the teachers standing at the doorway, when you enter the school coming in from recess, we expect you to be quiet. That means voices off. We really want you to enjoy your time at recess and have fun and laugh and talk a lot. But once you enter the building, we need you to be quiet and prepare for class, and also respect others that are already in class. The same applies going to and from the lunchroom. When you're done eating lunch, we need you to quietly go back to your room before you go outside. When you go outside, you can be as loud as you want. But when you're in the building, we need you to be quiet. We also need you to walk in the hallways when you're coming back from lunch. It's real tempting to run because you want to get outside, and we understand that. But to keep an orderly environment and to respect other learners and other teachers in the building, we need you to quietly walk back to your room, get ready for recess, and head outside. You'll see teachers in the hallway during this time as well. This is your reminder that you need to walk and walk quietly to your rooms after lunch, and then head outside and have a great time. There are some days we have indoor recess. That's when the weather's bad. Your expectation for behavior is the same. We need you to follow the school rules. There's a few changes this year. The nooks can be used for a lot of things, but they can't be used for quiet ball. We've played quiet ball in the past, and that just hasn't gone well. So no quiet ball this year, but we can think of other creative ways to use the reading nooks. You also can move around to different classrooms if your teachers allow it. But once you go to one classroom, we need you to stay there. We can't have students moving classes multiple times because that can really get out of hand and can cause a lot of disruption in the hallway. And remember, when you're at recess, there are other students in class learning. And we want to make sure we're respecting their learning time, even though you might be at recess. Indoor recess also will allow you to go down to the gym. One thing to remember when you go to the gym is that we're going to divide up the gym into two parts. One half will be hula hoops, ropes. The other half will be open for basketball, football, running. So when you go into the gym, decide what half you're going to be on and understand that each side has a purpose. As a student, if you don't meet any of these expectations, it's possible that you'll receive a behavior ticket. A behavior ticket means that there are some expectations that we set for you and you didn't follow them. And oftentimes, that's because you chose not to. If we have to give you a ticket, that means you're going to miss some recess. We're changing things a little bit this year. If you get a ticket, you can still go outside, but you have to remain along the school building. That means your back has to touch the wall of the school at all times. You're going to miss out on some recess time with your friends, but you are going to be able to go outside. And the reason we want you to stand against the wall is to think about what you did and how you're going to remedy that situation, or how you're going to restore any relationship that you might have damaged. And when you come inside, we're going to ask you, and hopefully you've learned from that experience. After this video, please show your students what a behavior ticket looks like and let them know what they can expect. Go over each expectation on the behavior ticket so they know what the expectations are. The next thing I'd like to talk to you about manners. There are many times during the day where you'll have the opportunity to politely ask people for something or to say thank you for something you've received. It's expected at Sioux Falls Christian that we use please and thank you in these situations. We're going to be watching closely this year to make sure that we are always polite. That is one of the ways we can show that we love our neighbor, students and adults in the building. If we see someone that is using great manners, we might acknowledge them. And this is just to encourage everyone to be polite. Part of the day is spent in the lunchroom. Lunch is a great time. You get to visit with your friends. You get to eat great food. But there are some expectations that we need you to follow. A key phrase is leave no trace. That means when you get up and dump your tray, there shouldn't be anything left. This is a great way to show love to our custodians. They work very hard at keeping the school clean. We can make their job easier by picking up after ourselves. The lunchroom monitors will remind you of this before you're dismissed. Pick up your stuff. Leave no trace. Show love to your neighbor. Don't leave till the teacher dismisses you. We know you want to get out to recess, and we're going to get you out there as soon as we can. But don't leave until you're dismissed. That allows the lunchtime to go more smoothly. The school provides you with a lot of equipment that allows you to enjoy your time outside. You have different types of balls that are there for you to use to play different types of games: soccer, basketball, kickball. All these are for your enjoyment, but we need to take care of them. In the past, we have not done a very good job of picking up after ourselves when recess is done. We're not taking care of our stuff, and God expects us to take care of our resources. As a grade level, if you're not picking up after yourselves, that might mean you're not allowed to use the equipment for a while till we can trust you with it again. So as a reminder, leave no trace. That's a great way to show that you're appreciative of the gifts God has given you. All these expectations, all these rules, they really come down to two things that we need at Sioux Falls Christian. We need to build community. We need to treat each other well. And when we do that, this will be a great community for everyone to belong to, and everyone will feel like they have a place. We call this community building. And how do you build community? You love your neighbor. It's God's second greatest command. In class, your teacher might refer this to as neighbor loving. Two things to remember when you're out in the playground, when you're in the hallway, when you're in the lunchroom. Build community. Be a community builder. Love your neighbor. Be neighbor loving. I'm so excited for the school year. I know your teachers are too. I'm excited to see you outside enjoying the playground. I'm excited to see you in the lunchroom enjoying lunchtime. I can't wait to see you in the hallways. Thanks for adhering to these rules and expectations. It's going to be a great school year.